This video is about gravity. What is gravity? It's a second attempt. I put a video up 3 or 4 days ago. Some of you might have seen it, might still have it up. No, actually I completely eradicated it, deleted it. So I don't think anybody can actually see it now. But it's been up for 3 or 4 days and I've been trying to edit the video because it's a bit painful to watch. And I just couldn't do it, so I gave up. The computers just give me a gut ache, especially this trying to edit. It's a pain. That's why I don't edit anything. But I gave that a go, but wasn't very successful. So I've been planning on doing it again. And it was either today or tomorrow. But anyway, Ken Wheeler, Theoria Epiphasis channel, he's just put a video out, basically just telling you what I told you in my video, what gravity is. So go check that out if you want after this. So if you want the technical, so like the technical words regarding the magnetic fields and all that, you know, a lot of you guys following me will have a general idea anyway. But anyway, it made me laugh seeing that. 1.3 views. I think it came out 2 days ago. What do I get? A couple of hundred. But I thought, well, I better race down and redo this again. A bit better than I did last time. So once again, I'm going to read it off the phone, but I've extended the story, made it sound a little bit better. But not exactly a story. It's fact. It's about what gravity is. So let's try and find it here. Put up a few days ago, but I keep going back and editing it. I think I've got it sussed now. And you wouldn't have heard it like this before. No one's really told you about gravity, that there is no gravity. Well, actually, I think some guys realise there's no gravity, but I basically describe it quite well, I think. And now Ken Wheeler's doing it. He's come over. I mean, I've been in for 2 years. He's finally come over to the Flat Earth Society because I think because of his association with Santos Benassi and them. So, what do we got here? Here it is. So, straight off the phone, Gravity. What is gravity? The word implies something that is gravitating to something. But in Earth's case, nothing is gravitating to anything because Earth is at a state of rest after the gravitating forces met each other. What we know as a North Pole and a South Pole have met each other and now have found equilibrium, a fixed and stationary plane of inertia. Like science states, the Earth is like a magnet, specifically a ring magnet, and I've shown you plenty of that on my videos. What does a magnet do? Well, it has a North Pole and a South Pole, and apparently on Earth's spinning ball, the South is rushing, gravitating to the North Pole. Yeah, right, that is utter garbage. And I've shown that plenty of times in my videos. You can't have it going from one end of the ball right up there and finding equilibrium. All life would cease to exist. Earth has been created between two gravitating forces, a positive field and a negative field. Both have met and created 0 point, their place of equilibrium, or balance, or place of rest, fixed and stationary. No force is applied at this point anymore. It is the plane of inertia. That is Earth. Force coming up. Check out Ken Wheeler's work on magnetism. This place of inertia is Earth. It is also written in ancient knowledge, esoteric knowledge, Earth is from the whole. Earth is from the whole, the resting place in the centre of the black hole of creation. Our Father. This is our Father in religion. You've got the Father and the Son on its horizon. The eye of the storm, you could say, because creation is from the centre of a vortex, a place of converging powers. Check out my videos I've put here. In the centre of a black hole, there is rest. The action is around its horizon. And this is where our actual sun is created, not the image we see. Actual sun, right back in the centre here. We see our image out here in the tropic region, right? It's all from in here. What am I up to? Earth's electromagnetic toroidal field comes from the central vortex, the field that does not find equilibrium. Coming up, down, across, up, down. Just keeps going through the sun. Keeps doing. Just check out my previous videos. Remember, Earth is a dual system. People like to deny this, but it's a duality. This is what atomism is. Atomism cannot be cut. And science tells you it can be cut. No, because no matter how many times they cut it, and whatever they want to call it, got all sorts of names for it, you will always come up with a dual system. There'll always be a strong force and a weak force, or a positive and a negative. They goes together every time you cut it. Just like cutting a magnet, you always end up with the South and the North Pole. I just saw a physics video last night. What were they called? I can't think now. No. But there's about 10 different names they've given the one thing. Just like our toroidal field. You know, dark energy, cosmological constant and all that. There's lots more to it. Remember, Earth is a dual system. It comes from a place of singularity. Singularity is in here. This becomes a dual system. Look, dual. The singular in here. Singular in the centre. Dual here. But it's created dual. So one duality in the Earth's creation is Earth itself has found rest/equilibrium, and its dual partner is the field around it, which has not found equilibrium. It's fixed and stationary, but the field moves around it, across it, through it, basically. Here's another duality. There's lots of dualities in the Earth's creation. On Earth, we have a gap called the tropics. There's the gap between the Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn. It is warm in the tropics, but cold at both ends of the Earth, and this creates an attraction of circulating currents. Earth's magnetic field is carried in the wind. Even the ancient Egyptian Hermetica states this, but the field is at a constant 15 degrees per hour, unlike the wind. This tropic region creates a gap between the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere that prevents both separate fields, separate. Talked a lot about this. They are separate. You can get a camera out, star trail, you could go to the celestial equator, see the gap in the sky. Two separate rotations, totally separate. The tropic region creates a gap between the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere that prevents both separate fields from actually meeting and finding the resting state of equilibrium. If they did meet, life would be all over. No life on Earth would exist. Does anyone understand the gap that is in a magnetic induction motor? If you don't, go and research that gap. Even Tesla talks about this, but in his paper I read, it was under the disguise of human energy. whether he did it or the people who got their hands on it later didn't want people to find out about it, but basically Tesla knew that about this Earth gap. It's all in his induction motors. But I read one paper and it was referring to this gap, it's something to do with human energy, varying the gap to get the right gap, to get the right magnetic field or frequency, whatever they're looking at there. Okay, what would happen if you closed the generator gap? Energy would cease, it would not work. Earth is the same, it must have that gap to circulate its self-generating energy. We call these opposite fields north and south poles, but in reality it is a weak force and a strong force, wanting to seek each other out to find equilibrium. Did you know Earth's atmosphere becomes more positive as you ascend and Earth more negative as you descend? Meaning you are moving into the two forces that created Earth's resting state. Where is the most highest atmospheric pressure? At sea level. So you need to realize either side of Earth's resting state there must be the two opposing forces, strong and weak, or north and south. Where sea meets the shore, or any part of Earth, this is the fine line between inertia and one of the forces. Hence why we feel pressure as we enter the water. The other force is the atmosphere. Guess which one is the strong force? There's another duality there. Man isn't held at the plane of inertia by two forces of pressure because they are now at rest. There is no gravity. No gravity. Ken mentions this in this video I've just showed you. Mind you, I mentioned it first, I think. There is no gravity. The forces have created nothingness. Man falls back to Earth due to this nothingness. It is between the forces. But if we try leaving Earth, be it moving up higher or down through the water, we encounter pressure. Now, the real mind boggler is we all exist in Earth's magnetic flux. But, and a big but, is that it is an inverted model, an inverted reality to the field of a magnet that we understand, and creation. We're inverted to creation, which is back in here. Inverted image would be the opposite to creation. Everything must fall back to the plane of inertia, but our moving magnetic toroidal field has no such meeting due to the tropical gap. The tropical gap creates the Earth's EMF. This is an infinite force that does not find rest or equilibrium due to its field gap. As long as it has voltage, which is the sun at its Corinth. The sun's back here. The field is circulating via the sun, through the sun. It's the voltage in the circuit. Up and down and up and down. Over, down, across, up, down, through the earth, back up, like this. Always coming out. A toroidal field. Understanding the toroidal field. So there it is, everybody. I put it up 4 days ago. A lot of people have shared that post, but that video, but this is the new one. Okay? You heard it from me first. Now, if you want verification or someone else to back me up, go check out Ken Wheeler's video. Okay, cheers. Remember me, share this, get it out there. More subscribers the better. More people get the information.